What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. GBP news claimant count, which came out negative for GBP, but it was, what was it? Oh, it was less than expected, but GBP still went up. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably not going to look at anything until we get a 30-minute close on GBP, just because after news, price becomes very jumpy, and I just don't want to jump into it. And Goldie looks alright for potential buys above this level here, but yeah, not the biggest fan of this 1 hour. It looks very sort of, yeah, we'll see how we close here. But yeah, let's start with gold sort of on the daily. We'll see what's happening. If we look at yesterday, we can see that we sort of closed doji. So not really did we go anywhere. We sort of just sat here. We came down yesterday and then just sort of sat. Okay, so today we just got to be careful because there's not really a bias. We respected these levels, but we didn't really go anywhere. Okay, so if you look at the 4 hour, this 4 hour closed no top wick. Okay, so selling opportunities for me on gold are really sort of striking my eye, because lots of rejections in this area. 4 hour no top wick. If you come down to the hourly, we can see we don't really have a bottom wick on this hourly. We do, but it's not big. 30-minute and then 15-minute as well, we can see some nice structure. So if we close below here, I'm happy for sells on GBP, on gold. Yeah, buys, I'm not sure about these buys. I mean, technically it makes sense. We have lots of ranges coming up. I think what I'm going to do is, because the 1 hour hasn't really created a big bottom wick, I'm going to wait for the 30 to close. That way it's just a bit more sort of, not safe, but a bit more higher probability, because even if this 15 closes above, if we don't have a big bottom wick, the chances are price is going to come down and retest these levels. But if we get a 30 closure, then we can wait for the 30 wick and then we can flip. So it's just increases our chances. So I'm going to wait for a 30-minute closure to try and take buys above here, not on the 15. Because yeah, the hourly bottom wick just isn't quite big enough. Plus the previous 4 hour close no top wick. So there's just a lot that isn't adding up to buys. But we'll see how this closes and how it goes. So yeah, and in terms of more sells, we can look for below here, and above here. I think we're clean on gold. Let's see above here. Yeah, sort of. Well, we'll worry about that later. But right now, yeah, I'm not going to take buys on this 15-minute. I'll wait for the 30 to close and then potentially I'll have a look at it. Because we do have nice clean range to the top to fill here, 35 pips. But I don't want to rush in when we don't have a big bottom wick. Simple as that, okay? GBP, if we started the daily, yesterday, very nice bearish close. Came down, filled this wick. It's just a shame yesterday there was no clean ranges to work with. It was so much there was so much noise. You can see here to the left, it's just shitty price action the whole way through. So in terms of today, we need to wait for range 2 to take buys. Okay. So if we look at the 15-minute, we can see we have our range 1 here. Okay, and we haven't really formed music too loud. All right, I'll turn it down a bit. So we haven't really formed a range 2. Okay, so buys are probably going to be above here. Let me know. I think that music should be better now. Yeah, probably buys above here. We got 58 pips of range, so lots of clean range above here. But in terms of this area here, I'm not too keen on taking anything in here. And then below 181, we look to the left, we also have 30 pips. Okay, so yeah, very sort of simple day. We just need to be patient, not rush into things, because yeah, there's a lot of sort of volatility today, I think, so we just need to be careful. So yeah, we get a 15-minute closure, but I'm gonna wait for the 30, and that's simply because the hourly only has a 2 pip bottom wick. This goes and fills the range, that's fine, you know, that's fine. I may not even take this as the 30 closes, because I don't know, I really don't like how small this bottom wick is. So yeah, we'll see. If it goes, it goes. I don't care. You know, it's just not there for me. All right, so yeah, that's the plan. Pretty simple. We'll see what happens. We took a small loss yesterday. No trades in. No, this was not pre-London. Pre-New York. This is taken pre-New York. Managed very well though. Minus 8.7. So on gold, we had a 15-minute breakout. Let me run you guys through this. Where even was this? Completely forgot what this trade was. Is it here? Ah, here it was. Okay, so yeah, it was right on this candle right here. So it was a 15-minute breakout of this level. Right here, we were against the daily bias, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we were going short on a previous bullish daily close. But if you look, we definitely had range 2 because we had range 1 here. Price broke the lows right here. Then you can see we came right back into this level and then break back below again. Okay, so we form our range 2 right here. Okay, and then we break out of that level again on this candle, the 6:30, 6:45 a.m. candle. I entered on the break of this low, and then price just reversed. We closed right as this 15-minute candle closed because it was a 15-minute trade and we closed back in range. Okay, so at that stage, you got to manage risk because the 30-minute closed back above this level. So yeah, very small loss, you know, not annoyed about it. If I look back at it, I think maybe there was so many wick rejections in this area, like abnormally large amount of wick rejections in this area. You can see rejection, 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 rejections, rejections. So it probably would have been better to wait for the break of these wicks, okay? The break of these lows, because, you know, there's no real advantage to taking a trade in here. You maybe get, what, 3 extra pips? So, yeah. I mean, it was still a correct trade. It followed my plan. I just think maybe we should have looked at all these wicks to the left. And I actually did a simulation this morning and the exact same trade happened, where there was a lot of wicks down here and a valid breakout, but there were just so many wicks. Yeah, I think I managed it really well. Not pissed off about it. I was actually really lucky because on my personal account, it hit, like I got triggered in and I lost 8 pips, but on my funded, like the challenge account, it didn't trigger me in somehow. I don't know how. So it's still on 0, which is good. But I mean, I wouldn't have cared anyway. It's an 8 pip loss. Sunny where I am. Yeah, it is quite sunny here in Sydney. Yeah, it's pretty sunny. It's a nice day though. Funded broker with better spreads than personal. Yeah, so far it's been really good spreads. Right now, it's with Think Markets. Really good spreads so far. To be fair, right now on GJ, I got an 0.7 pip spread on IC markets. 0.9 pip spread, or 0.3 it just moved to on gold. So like below 1 pip. If it's below 1 pip, I'm happy. Like, I don't care. And Think Markets on my funded account is pretty much the same. Not my funded account, a challenge account. It's between 1 and 0.5 pips on both. So, but they're pretty similar. Yeah, so if I entered this, it would have been impulse entries, or maybe the break of the high, stop loss below the current hourly low. But yeah, I don't like how small this wick is, and the fact that the previous 4 hour didn't have a top wick. But we'll see. GJ is actually a decent wick fill, but you don't have range 2. Like, I guess you could sort of call it range 2 because you have this little breakout. But yeah, this close to news, I'd rather just wait. What size account is your challenge? It's 100k. You can see. So yeah, nothing taken yet, but we shall see. It's actually not a bad option here, this wick fill, but yeah. Yeah, so this month, you know, it's been a slow month. They're just, every trade I've entered, sort of, we enter and then volatility just dies down, and then, yeah, but I mean, that happens. We're not going to have massive weeks every time. Yeah, we've just had so many trades where one little thing wasn't right, or volatility dropped as soon as we entered, or a bunch of little things just kept happening this month. But I mean, we're only about a week in, so yeah, we've managed risk really well. We haven't really got many trades that have actually continued. Am I allowed to trade through news? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you are. Most challenge accounts allow you to trade through news now. But I mean, it's the stupidest thing you could do, to trade on news on a challenge account, because like, you could so easily get slipped, or price just drops the other way and you could just lose it. I mean, maybe it's a decent way if you got a lot of money and you just quickly want to get a funded account. Not a bad idea, but okay. Sorry, my computer's just wigging out with this music. Could potentially look at if GJ closes sort of bearish here, it's definitely not bad, is it? Because it would be a 30-minute wick fill. Although the hourly doesn't have a big bottom wick, but we do have big retests here. It's not bad. That's actually not a bad idea. If this closes bearish, we got clean range to the left. We'll be forming a range 2. It'll be a 30-minute wick fill. So if price breaks these highs, could potentially look at continuations. Because then it would just be a 30-minute breakout. 30-minute breakout with a head tail entry. Breakout, 30-minute head tail. Could be an option. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to take this gold. I really don't like this little bottom wick and the fact that the 4-hour closed no top wick. Probably just going to wait for sells with gold or a new range to form and then another breakout. There goes gold. I have a lot of break evens. Yeah. I mean, that's just the way I trade. Yeah, well, I had particularly a lot this start of this month. Because like I said, I think most of the trades we entered this month, we just didn't really get much. Price just sort of stopped. Like we've already got 5 this month. But last month we got 8. In the back tests, we averaged around 5 to 8 on average, I think. 5 to 8 break evens. Here's 6 on GJ July 2022, 5 on Gold July, 6 GJ August, but that's not finished yet, 7 and 5. So I mean, it's not out of the ordinary. It's just the way I trade, I guess. I like, because you know, I'm only taking 10, 15, 20 pips, so if price starts moving in my direction, I'm not going to let it turn into a loss, because my strategy relies on high win rate, not big RR or small losses or whatever. It's just high win rate. That's it. Nice move on gold, but yeah, we just didn't have. I didn't like the bottom wick. But yeah, these situations have happened so much this month where we've had a trade, but there was just one thing that was just not right. And it's things like this which makes you start thinking, oh, I should change my strategy. I should change this, change that. But it's like, there's going to be months or weeks or times when, you know, not everything's going to work out perfectly. And you're going to miss out and you're going to lose or whatever. But Unless you start really seeing like, okay, this is happening all the time and whatever, maybe it's time for a change. I don't know. But right now, yeah, I'm not bothered by the fact that this continued. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so there's the closure. Not really interested in any of this. Gold filled the range. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for a pullback here. I'm not comfortable taking this. You're looking at Nasdaq buys. What do I think? Never even looked at this chart, I don't think. I mean, it's bullish. Whether it will continue straight up or come back for a retest, I don't know. But you got a lot of clean range here that price is already pushed. So it's pushed quite hard already. Doesn't mean it's not going to continue pushing. It just means there's a higher chance of price creating a bit of a retest before continuing. But I mean, if you look at Nasdaq, I think it goes pretty clean. So I don't know. I mean, I don't trade it, so couldn't tell you anything about it. Yeah, so we're pretty much break even. We're up like 0.5% on our personal account this month. So, yeah, pretty chill month so far. Weird that GJ had bearish news, but it still just shot up. Pretty big Asia session today. It was almost like I was actually trying to trade Asia this morning. I was looking for GJ sells below this level right here. And what else was I looking at? Gold sells below here. But yeah, price just, I was waiting all morning, and then as soon as I left to go to the gym, price decided to move. So yeah, that could have been an interesting trade though. Could have been impulse wick fill. Pretty close though. It did close below here though. you look, new hourly open, top wick created, price closes below structure right there. Nice wick fill to go break even at, and then, but yeah, it's pretty late. It's sort of in the middle of nothing, you know. It's not really Asia, it's not London, it's sort of just, how's everyone's week so far? It's actually there's been a lot of movement this week. I think it's just hasn't really worked for my system, I guess. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but yesterday at least there was actual good moves. There just wasn't quite sort of what I was wanting. Oh God, you're killing me. Yeah, I feel like the markets have recently been very sort of jumpy in the fact that they do nothing and then they just shoot. Like happened yesterday as well. During pre-New York, you just had nothing, and then boom. Was that news? Yeah, there wasn't even news, and it just shot down, shot right back up. No retests, no nothing. But yeah, it's gonna happen. But I know some people are making heaps of money, some are not making heaps, some are not doing anything. So, you know, you just gotta, no point comparing it to how other people are going. Just gotta relax. So random, this move. It's just out of nowhere. Had the breakout and then it just went. But I mean, shows you the power of just basic supply and demand, or support and resistance trading, you know. If you told someone at the start of their trading career and you said, buys as price breaks this high, and they bought it, they'd be like, this is the easiest shit I've ever done in my life. Holy crap, what is happening? This is freaking crazy. Nearly 100 pips. Did anyone get in? Someone got into this, well done. Finished the week there. So yeah, all we can do here is just wait for a pullback and then a breakout back above. Because, yeah, can't sort of just try and jump in here just because the price is going up. Just gotta wait for our plan. Very clean levels above here. That is a huge move though. GJ coming right back down. We could technically have buys above here on GJ if you get a closure, and if this closes bearish, because you're forming a resistance. Plus you get a nice range too, and you got 20 pips, 25 pips, so it's not bad. That is crazy move on gold. Haven't taken any positions yet. No setup. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said before, there's been lots of moves so far, but yeah, we just haven't had anything sort of align with our plan, which is fine. All right, so now we can have buys above here if we get a closure. We got closures back into this range, so that'll be quite nice. Nice range to fill. We just got to be careful of this level to the left here. But we got a nice wick fill. It's not bad. It's not bad. But yeah, again, if we get closure, we'll need an hourly bottom wick. But yeah, I doubt we'll get closures. I feel like this is going to come down. And in terms of gold, yeah, I'm just going to wait for breaks above here. Or maybe some sort of retest and then a continuation. We'll see. Yeah, so if we break out of here and close above here, you'll have range 1 sort of down here and range 2 down here. Okay, you can see the power of this range 1, range 2, because obviously yesterday we closed very bearish. Okay, if you look here on the 15-minute, if you didn't look at the daily or didn't have that sort of, you have range 1 here, you get a 30-minute breakout. If you look here, 30-minute breakout right there. But there's only one range, so it very often price fakes out when you're going against the daily. That's the best time to take fake outs, but
let's say, for example, I want to place a buy.
I'll be back. Sorry, just needed coffee. Right. So yeah, not much happening here. Could potentially form a nice head tail here. That wouldn't be bad. If we close like this, how big would stops be? 26. You got sort of 6-7 pips to break even and 20 pips to fill. It's not bad. 30-minute breakout, and you get a head tail. The new 1 hour would still have to create a bottom wick. But it's looking a bit low volume right now. Or at least directionless. And yeah, can't do shit on gold until we pull back a bit and then break above. But yeah, that buy level was perfect. We just didn't get the hourly wick. How many coffees do you guys drink a day? Because I have a filthy addiction to coffee. Let's do a poll. If anyone's doing 6+, that is a good achievement. I'm usually 4 to 6, I would say, but that's these little ones, like just espressos, so they're not crazy. But I also usually take pre-workout as well, so I mean, yeah, adds up. Because I think one of these is like almost 100 milligrams of caffeine. A short black, I think it is. 75, right? So yeah, someone drinks over 6. That's impressive. Yeah, I honestly don't see any negatives to drinking coffee. Like, I could drink coffee and take a nap straight away, honestly. Your old housemate used to take caffeine pills before workout. Yeah, I've seen those before. A lot of my friends took them before studying. Like, they would take them and then study for like 4 hours. But I was like, I don't know. Surely you don't need to study that long. I was in school, like, not that serious. Nah, kidding. So, one person at 6+. Well done to whoever that is. And one at 4 to 6, the rest at 1. Look at this on GJ. It's a really nice 4-hour flip. Daily coming down, breaking lows as well. So if we close below here on this hourly, which I doubt, that's fine, but we just need an hourly top wick. Yeah. Can't take buys here on price closes bullish here because the daily's bearish. So plus 4 hours bearish, hourly's bearish. Not going to take buys on a bullish candle close. Sells on GJ do look good though, because we had bad fundamentals, very bad actually. So unemployment's up, and Euro news at 6 and 7. That shouldn't bother us. Yeah, so I'd like sells would be quite nice, I think. But again, no biases, we're just waiting. Yeah, I think if I was in this situation 6 months ago, where I don't know if you guys watch the streams, but there's been like 4 times this month where we've had like a break above buy level, and then either, you know, something's happened, or whether it be the trade where we got stopped out at break even from spreads, or whether it was whatever. There's been a lot of shit that's happened in terms of just like little annoying things. I think if I was in that situation like 6 months ago, I just would have been so angry and frustrated and annoyed, because you feel like everything, the market's just out to get you, but it's not the case at all. You know, the market is just moving. It has no concern about anyone or anything. It's just moving. You know, if you take any of it personally, start thinking it's you got bad luck or it's just against you, you're in a very, very tough headspace, that's for sure. And I was definitely in that for a bit. Doesn't mean I'm not frustrated. It just means I'm not gonna let it affect my next trade. We're just gonna take the next trade, same as the one before, you know? Should turn on the light. Yeah, so not hopefully, let's just see if we can create a bit of a pullback on gold and then a closure above, because we have like 100 pips of clean range. Yeah. Very clean range here and here. And that is huge. nearly 100 pips. So yeah, just got to be patient. Whether this happens New York, whether it happens later on. We've been consolidating on the daily for a bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if we push up quite a bit. So yeah, let's see. But if you look at the daily, the last sort of week or two, we have just sort of messed about. We've moved, but it's been directionless. And gold does that. It has periods where it just goes nowhere, and then massive movement periods. You can still, I still trade in here. It's just like you can see, nothing really continues on. It sort of just sits there. GJ has moved. There's no excuses on GJ. It just hasn't really moved my way. You missed the coffees per day poll? Oh. Sorry to hear that, mate. Add 1 to 2. So you have 2 coffees a day. I can't change it, but alright, so nice top wick on GJ. Nearly 13, 14 pips. Bit of a big stop loss if we close below now. So we'll see. Very important when coffee is a topic. I agree. Coffee is very important. Yeah, I honestly think I would struggle if I didn't drink coffee for like a while. Because I don't even feel any sort of physical change or noticeable change, I don't think, but it's almost the routine of it. You wake up, drink coffee, and then you're like, okay, I'm good to go. I definitely feel pre-workout and sort of higher doses of caffeine, but just one coffee, I don't really. It's more just sort of a mental thing, I think. Right, so if this closes below 35 pips, what we could do is potentially wait for the new 15 to create a top wick and then flip and have an aggressive stop loss. Or we can go a bit lower risk, sort of lower lot size for a 35 pip stop, because it's not crazy, it's just, it may be worth a shot. Because it's a very nice top wick. Very nice sort of liquidity grab here, or retest, or whatever you want to call it. 4-hour flipping, daily's bearish. You do 16-hour intermittent fast, so it helps with hunger. Yeah, I did intermittent fasting for a while. Not because I wanted to lose weight or anything. I just read about it and found it interesting. But I actually felt quite focused when I fast. I really do. The next day, once you get to like 12 p.m. and you really start getting hungry, I was super focused in terms of work, but not in terms of physicality or anything. Because I tried a gym when I was fasted and it just sucked. But in terms of sort of mental, I was very focused. But yeah, I gym in the morning, so I don't really like to go to the gym without eating anything. You've got support at 180.781. 180.781. Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same. Oh, 7. Oh, is this after the break? Yeah. I'll have a look. Is that what you're talking about? After the break of 181.08? Yeah, it must be. So you got support here. But you also got to be wary of this range. That could be a break-even level. 10 pips, pretty perfect for a break-even level. But yeah, that's the next support. And then below there, you got clean range as well. 36 pips. Yeah. So around 180.78. But yeah, I'll definitely be taking TP before then. It's 30 pips. And there's a lot of stuff in here that could go wrong. But yeah, nice break-even level. Nice clean range. And yeah, I can't take buys here, even if we close bullish. And even though this is quite a nice range to the top, because like I said, the daily was bearish. Everything's bearish for that fact. But yeah, if the daily was bullish and you see this, where price creates a high and comes back to support, closes bullish, break of the high, clean range to the top, good chance price retesting this high. But yeah, this looks more like a bit of a retest or a liquidity grab to me. But again, we're not trying to guess, we're just reacting. Big retest on gold. How's this range of the wick? That is 20 pips. I believe, is it clean? Oh no. Yeah, so you got dirty range all through here. Feels clean above here, it's potential trade, but it's all dirty. So what would be great is a 30-minute closure below here. Then you can use the new 30 top wick to have a sell. And if we want to take sells on gold, we can have closures below here. This is now irrelevant, but we could have sells below here potentially. 20 pips. Yeah, there's a lot of rejection in this area. So, I don't know, we'll see. Plus 4-hour close, no top wick. So this could just be a top wick on gold before continuing down, but who knows? I'm interested. Anyone who's done or doing a challenge, how have you managed risk? Maybe, or not manage risk, but what was your risk profile when you were... Because I've heard so many people with so many different opinions. I don't know, this is the first time I'm doing Q&A, so... So I'm doing, wrote it down here, 9 lot on GJ, which is 2% on 31 pips, 6.4 lot on gold, which is 2% at 31 pips. So like 20 pips is, I think 1.4%, which is about my average loss. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how I go about it. But I hear people say they go 0.5, then they go, some people go 2%, but if they lose, then they lower it the first trade or the second trade or whatever. I don't really think there's a right way of doing it. I know some people that go like 4% per trade and they just back themselves to win, you know, one of 2 trades, I guess. Just depends. .5% per trade, but you have to make 2 times the required amount. Yeah. I've had the issue where I went too low risk. Like I started going 0.25% at some stage because I was like, I don't know. I think it all stems from you sort of don't entirely back yourself to hold that drawdown. I don't know. That's why this challenge, I was like, you know, if we reach the drawdown, we reach the drawdown. But I'm not gonna dilly-dally around trying to protect my account because, you know, if we lose, we lose. I'll just buy another one. I'm not gonna sort of make this thing longer than it has to be. I'm just gonna take trades that are there. And in all my back tests so far, we haven't had sort of massive periods of drawdown. Doesn't mean it won't happen. But yeah, I feel like challenges are a lot about just backing yourself. Right, I don't know if that Q&A worked. Anyway. Yeah, massive rejection on gold. 20 pips to the top. It's not bad. Pretty big stop though. $1.4 seems a bit high to me. Depends on the person. Given the frequency and distribution of losses, I would go 0.1% per trade. Yeah, like, I mean, it's obviously going to be different for every person. But like, I just looked at the data from my trading, and like the most losses we take in a row is probably 3 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of data. I mean, it's not heaps, I know, but the chances of taking, what is it, like six losses in a row, and obviously I think if I take 3 losses in a row, I'll lower the risk, or I probably won't, to be honest. If I take 3 losses in a row, I'll just keep going, and if we lose, we lose. I'm not gonna, like, I'd rather just buy another one, to be honest. I'm not gonna try and preserve the account. It's a challenge account, you know. It's not real money. It's not, like, I wouldn't be upset if I failed. It's just, you know. But, you know, there's no point thinking about that. I'm just gonna one trade at a time. But yeah, it definitely just depends on your trading. I just looked at this and I was like, you know, there's a good chance if we just have anything similar to this, we'll be fine. And we just need to keep going. So we've just moved into a bit of a range on GJ. Again, London session has big push and then we just range. Yesterday on gold, big push and then we just range. Sort of like a little jump out. Prop account, which you got 2 payouts on, well done. And you risk 0.2 and on real account 0.5. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously just going to depend on your strategy. So, yeah, I'll definitely, if I get the account, I'll lower like real trading or real risk. Not massively, but I will lower it. But as soon as I pass, I'm just going to buy another one. Because, yeah, we'll just keep buying them. Chuck them on the trade copier. Let them grow. I mean, it's easier said than done, but that's the plan, at least. So Raja, I just saw, took GJ buys at the breakout here, which I don't know how he got into, but I swear he's just, any big move that happens he's in. Let's look here. So he had, I think it was impulse entries. Yeah, so support forms, overall downtrend, price broke above the previous high. 2, trusted volume in pre-London to continue driving price. Yeah, I mean, like, to me, that, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't say anything because he's been trading for like 40 years or something, but that seems very ballsy to me. I don't know. Pre-news as well. I don't know. Yeah, that was a news candle, so it's pretty crazy that he always gets into the massive trades. I don't know how he does it. He's like daily just copping like 90 pip moves just regularly. But I guess when you've been trading for that long, you start to see things that others don't. And if you look at that and you start thinking it's a scam or it's not possible, I don't know, I'm sure, I have no comment on that. I'm sure he wouldn't do stuff like that. But even if you have that mindset of, oh, it's not even possible, it's not, like, that's just a bad mindset. Like, even if it is a scam, which I don't think it is, like, just believe it. You can do it. I don't know. When you start thinking things aren't possible, I think that's quite a bad perspective. Even if it's not true, who cares? You know, it can be true. He has a carefree attitude, yeah. Well, I don't think it's carefree at all. I think it's just straight up confidence. Like, very much confidence in your skill and your technical ability and your experience. Or yeah, maybe an hourly close below here on GJ. But I mean, right now we can close above or we can close below. Either one works because we have range 1, range 2. Bit messy, a bit choppy, but it's definitely there. The way I sort of identify range 1, range 2 is I see here's a range, we broke the high, okay, and we formed support and then broke the high again. So here's a high right here. If we delete this, there's a high right here, which was during Asia. We break the high, we form support, then we make a new high, and then if we break that new high, that's a range 2 breakout. Because sometimes, like, it's a bit ambiguous. You could say this is one big range, but if you look at the breaks of the highs and where support has formed or resistance in a downtrend, then it becomes quite clear. Man, some of these Instagram messages I get, so random. This guy, he's like, "Hi Eustace, I recently watched your how to trade gold breakouts video. Your video editing and storytelling is on a whole new level, brother. I want to help you have a team of designers who create thumbnails. You just need to focus on your video quality and information you collecting. You and me already know that thumbnail is big part of YouTube, our work." Like, what? Sorry if that person isn't watching this, but I'm pretty sure that video is just me sitting in front of the screen talking whilst I do a simulation session. Yet he claims my storytelling and video editing is on a whole nother level. Was you sending that message? Well, I'm sorry. Nah, I know. That would be awkward if it was you. Nothing wrong with it. Like, good pitch. It's just, I mean, good effort. Probably not the best pitch. Good effort, though. Look at this one. Hi. Hi. Hi, brother. Hi. Like, what? So much random people out there. That is quite a nice close on the 30. Not gonna lie. Very nice close on the 30. Sort of respecting these levels. Rejecting this area again. But yeah, probably gonna have to wait for an hourly here because of the stops are very big. Unless potentially could use a 30. Like if we break out here on this 15, could potentially use the previous 15 because we've already created quite a big hourly top wick. But yeah, I'd prefer if we could have the new hourly, then we can have a tighter stop. And gold isn't bad if we form support here by closing bullish. The only thing I'm thinking about is the daily close doji. So, you know, there's no real bias. We may have to use the 4 hour to try and identify bias. Um, so yeah, when there's no bias, I like to just wait for breakouts. You know, no sort of waiting for support to form and then a retest of the highs, because there's no overall bias. So yeah, it's much harder to take support resistance trades. We'll be back. This 15 is definitely going to close below, isn't it? See. Yeah, so if this 15 closes below, we need to make a plan. Either we can use the current 15 as our stops, or it'll be the previous 15. Or we could wait for a top wick and then use that. Or we could use, no, we can't use the previous hourly. Or we could wait for an hourly to close and then wait for the new hourly. But if we do that, then this could run from us. So yeah, we'll have to figure this out. Hit me with a story. What type of story do you want to hear? Happy? Sad? Ooh, wow, okay. Getting a crunch time here. Just want to get a piece of storytelling that's on a whole new level? Well, if you want that, you should go watch my recent video on how to trade gold breakouts. Then you'll get a whole new level of storytelling. I'm thinking of one. I can tell you a fortune. We're going to take this trade and it's going to follow our plan. That is what I can tell you. My best achievement in my cricket career. Well, my cricket career has been on and off, if I'm honest. It's been... So, year 10, or grade 10, which was when I was 16, I sort of... That was like when I first got called up to play for the firsts of our school. Then I played half of the year, got pretty much all ducks, like, because I'm a batter and a keeper, but as soon as I joined the firsts, I barely got any runs. Like, got ducks, tens, had a few starts, but never got going. Got dropped halfway through the season, went back to the lower team, started scoring runs again, and then the next year the exact same thing happened. I started the year in the firsts, got 0 runs pretty much, got dropped, and then the exact same thing happened, started scoring runs again. Year 12, the exact same thing happened. First half of the year, started in first, didn't really make any runs, got dropped, started making runs again. So yeah, it was my cricket has been a wild ride, but in my younger years I had some really good achievements. Couple of centuries, couple of... That's about it. Never really bowled. Lots of catches behind the stumps, lots of stumpings, but yeah. Cricket's one of those sports, you know, you're either... It's either your day or it's not. A bit like trading, I guess. Cricket and trading actually do have quite a lot in common in terms of mentally, I think. Because you could train all day, all week, all month for cricket, perfecting your technique, making sure, you know, you're going into it confidently, and then you could get out there on the pitch, first ball, and you could just get a duck. And the amount of time you put into it doesn't always translate to the amount or the results you get. And it can treat you very unfairly, cricket. You can sort of put in everything, you can show up to training all the time, you can do everything right, and you can still lose. And that's a lot like trading. So, have I hit any sixes? Yeah, I've hit quite a few sixes. That's not like a big achievement, I don't think. Because, I mean, in school, you don't play on huge, full-sized ovals. It's still big, but it's not massive. I went on a cricket tour to Sri Lanka once, which was a really good time. And the teams over there, they were mixed. Like, some were really good, some were not that good. But yeah, that was a really cool experience. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. when you started playing cricket, you imagined becoming a professional fast bowler? Well, why imagine? You know? Do it. Go at it. Idle fast bowler. Dale Steyn. It's got to be Dale Steyn. Dale Steyn or Ntini. This guy, he was a beast. Brett Lee. Yeah, I do like Malinga as well. He's cool. Mitch Johnson, I quite liked him. He was very competitive. All right, nice. So pretty happy with the fact this 15 didn't close below, because now we can wait for potential hourly to close below, and then we can go from there. We do have some news coming up, some Euro news, but that shouldn't do much. It should just, all it should do is maybe increase volume a tiny bit, but gold's a bit tricky here. I feel like on stream we've had, if we look at our trades on stream, we've had like a week where we've taken lots of trades, and then 2-3 weeks where we don't take trades, and then a week where we take trades, and then 2-3 weeks where we just don't have any trades. Like last week we had 3 in pre-London. Loss, win, break even. The week before that, and then yeah, 1 in this week, 2, and then 2. These losses really sucked. This was when I first started. So we've been doing streams for about a month now. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we just haven't had much trades in actual London. Like, there's a bunch here, bunch here. I think some of these also I didn't stream during them because I had exams. Yeah, this month we had 1, 2, 3 trades during pre-London. You did fastball in a few professional. Oh, that's really cool. Realize team games are not your cup of tea. That's interesting. Oh, GJ, what are you doing? The markets are just not giving me a sniff. So what we can do now is, I just want to see where these levels are. So we got a break-even level right here. But now we've just gone and filled this range pretty much. close below here. If we close below here, it's not bad because it's just a simple 30-minute breakout from this level. But yeah, we're gonna need a big hourly top wick to have a stop loss because we can't use this. Or if this creates a wick fill, we're still gonna need a top wick. So yeah, it's pretty annoying though. We just filled that range. It's like 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it's nice. A wick fill wouldn't be bad. Yeah, if we close below here, that should also be good. We just need a big top wick then to use that as our stops. Because we have clean range below there as well. At least sort of 15, 20 pips and then continues on. And Goldie, what's gold doing? Gold's coming back up. It's not bad on gold. Technically, we could look at taking this back up if this closes bullish because we're creating support. We've created a new high. My only concern is that the previous daily closed doji, sort of bearish even. So yeah, I'd much rather wait for a breakout on gold. Hopefully GJ can create a bit of a wick fill. Right now we have, I want to see at least sort of 15-ish pips for a wick fill. One hour on gold could still flip as no top wick. Yeah, it could still flip. The only thing is, yeah, this range to the left was, as we saw, was dirty. So yeah. But it is quite a nice sort of support formed. Because if you look on the 15-minute, it's also a breakout. Plus you have a 30-minute support formed. Plus you have a 1 hour sort of head tail. But the daily closed doji. And my rule is I can only take support and resistance trades sort of to retest highs or lows when it's in line with the daily. And when the daily closes doji, there's no bias. So it's a bit hard. But it looks like it's filling the range right now. Now you only get 28. Still quite a big range. And GJ, it's so annoying. Very nice price action on GJ though. Come on, GJ, pull back, pull back. Gold is very tempting, I'm not gonna lie. If we get a nice 30-minute top wick, yeah, it would be. It's just pretty small area to fill. But if this pulls back a bit, I don't mind trying, like, if the wick fill isn't huge, because we can just go break even at a wick fill, or even just close full. If we get like 10, 12 pips. We do have a pretty strong level here, so just got to be careful. But yeah, if it's only like 6, 7 pips, less than 10, it's not really worth taking. Because you got a wick fill and you got resistance, so there's a lot of sort of rejection down here. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. We had this building up the whole session, and then it just goes on and fills the range. I may look at gold if this thing really comes down, creates a nice bottom wick, and then flips. Because there's no real daily buy, so there's no reason not to take it, I guess. But yeah, whatever happens, we need to first wait for the new hourlies to create tops and bottom wicks. Otherwise, we can't do anything. Go on, GJ, pull back. We can close right here, that would be perfect. Still not huge, but it's enough. Uh, oh, that's not happening. Yeah, the market's just not giving us anything right now. Yeah, now we've just gone down, pretty much filled this range. We only have 7 pips now, so not much you can do with that. Yeah, you got a 7 pip wick fill. Like, not really worth much, is it? Buy or sell? Nothing. Wait. For me? Honestly, yeah, it doesn't really look like there's anything happening here. It's already 6 my time. That flew. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. They were just, like I said at the start, markets have, for me, consolidate and then we just shoot without sort of any retests or anything. So yeah, there's not much I can do with this. I'm just gonna probably just come back New York. The only thing I can potentially see happening is GJ first creates a top wick and then closes below here, or we come up and we create enough of a range to form resistance up here, and then we can take a top wick, probably like a 4-hour top wick back down, or we create some sort of pushback on the 30-minute, and then we can look for buys. And on gold, we could have sells below here on gold. I almost missed that. Can we? No, below here. $20 pips below there. Ooh, I may wait for this 15-minute. GJ is now pushing bullish. But yeah, if I was to take a wick fill here, it would have to be at the break of the current low because we've already filled this. So this is just like consolidation, sort of. But if we break these lows, then you only got 5 pips. So yeah, not worth it. But Goldie, if we look at gold 30-minute, we do have sort of a resistance level and a support level that's formed. And on the 15-minute, we have clean range below here. Created an hourly top wick. So let's see if we can close below here. Nice little sort of fake out, I guess. Big top wick. Previous 4-hour doesn't have a top wick, so this could still flip. You can see on the daily we've had lots of rejections in this area. So let's see. May as well wait another 15. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but may as well do the Wordle. See what happens. I've had some tough runs on the Wordle recently. Ooh, wow. Wreath. Surely that's a word. How can I not think of a word? Earth. That's a good shout. Oh, easy. Nice. Yeah, look at that on GJ. This is a nice top wick though for later breakouts down here. This used to be one of my setups where I would, if you had sort of candle like this, if that was bullish and you had another bullish candle here, and then you went bearish, bearish, this and like this, and then you closed bullish. So if that was a bullish close, so bullish, bearish, bullish, you sort of have support right here. I would sometimes take impulse entries at the break of a low, because you form resistance in an uptrend, you come back to support, then you come up, but you form a new resistance right here by closing bullish. So if you break the lows, you'll be breaking support after creating a resistance. It's a good chance of continuing down, but I just found it was very iffy. Rather just wait for a closure below. But that's the thing, like people think the way you analyze the market just sort of comes and you just figure it out, but it takes like many attempts and years of trying different things and figuring out what makes sense to you and what you understand and all sorts of things. So it takes a long time to figure out exactly what your system is. It takes a lot of sort of looking at lots of people and taking bits and pieces that you like or you understand and make sense to you. Yeah, I've had many, like when I first learned a system, it's so different to what it is now. Like, because you look at it and the only way you really learn a system, if you're honest, is by looking at how someone else does it. And the way they explain it doesn't always sort of equate to the same way you interpret it. So the first time you use a system, it's always so different to what it's supposed to be used as, I guess. But slowly you start figuring out what works for you, what makes sense, and then it all comes together. So see how this 15 closes. because that would make for a good 30-minute closure below here. The irony is that pullbacks are nice when waiting for a setup, but painful when entering a trade. Yeah. Well, that's what we're trying to wait for then, because if we enter a trade right after a pullback, then hopefully in our trade, we don't pull back. So that's why, you know, we try and enter at the right times when we have that pullback. Just as we break from that pullback or out of that pullback. But yeah, often when you enter, price decides then to pull back. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. I mean, all that could happen is this keeps pushing up a bit and we form resistance and we can take this back down because we've created a new low right here. Or this then breaks below and then we can wait for top wick and a flip. But yeah, I don't think until New York we're gonna have anything. I think this can range for a bit and then maybe we break below. But yeah, if this next 30 closes below, then how big are stops? 38. So I'd need to wait for a new 30 top wick and then a flip to use that top wick as our stops. But yeah, it does look quite nice. Nice hourly top wick, 4 hour, all lines up. I really like the idea of price coming up, creating resistance by closing bearish and then continuing to take this back down. Sort of like what we were looking at with gold here. But in GJ, we have a nice daily confirmation with us. Okay. But yeah, that was a good session. I mean, can't really do much when price just shoots through our zones. But yeah, some good discussions, good chats. I'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Thanks for joining.